All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. Um, hey, I'm with you, for a little bit. As y'all, well, I don't know that I really even shared. I think I did. We're in the process of getting the show ready for delivery for the network. So, I'm working some long days. Some days I won't have to work at all. We send it to them. They send us notes. We make changes, and then we send it back, and so on and so forth. So we're in that process. I think the show is scheduled to air on Christmas Eve again, on the network, and then in syndication also on Christmas Eve. So yeah, I'm in and out. I'm back and forth. There's a lot of stuff going on. But I appreciate y'all patience. But yeah, this is that season from here to really just after Thanksgiving. Probably after Thanksgiving, like the week after Thanksgiving, should be done. We should be done. But we'll see. We'll see. All of that said, I didn't have much time to do any prep, of course, because of all of that. But I did see a few things that, jumped out at me, and I wanted to maybe discuss them with you if you don't mind. But of course, before I do that, I need to get to saying hello to everyone because it's the part of the show that I like. Look, if y'all don't like it, I like it. I like saying hi to the people. You are the people, in case you didn't know. Go from the top. Of course, almost as always, first, Robert Willis. Robert Willis. Then Sierra gets in. She says, first, you were first on Facebook. Robert Willis beat you, though. Good afternoon, Robert. Good afternoon, Sierra. Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon. Okay, Sierra comes back. She says, happy Wednesday. Checking in from Boston. All right. David says, good afternoon. So the little baby E-Man afternoon experiment fam. Checking in from the universe, or representing the universe. Representing Kentucky. Breeny with some, lighthearted hate. Some lighthearted hate. Good afternoon, Breeny. Also from Kentucky, over there in Covington. Diane, checking in from work. All right. Angela, good afternoon. Good afternoon. She says good afternoon to everybody as well. Andrea, representing downtown. Good afternoon. Maria, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon. I don't know why I'm yelling. I need to calm down. I get excited. I need to calm down. Good afternoon. Paul, good afternoon to you as well. Good afternoon. We got Carolyn in the house. Good afternoon, Carolyn. Representing North Avondale. Almost said North College Hill. Pamela, good afternoon. Good afternoon. TC clapping. I feel like just by the emojis, that's a sarcastic, almost slow clap. Like, oh, you're here today. I feel like that. Now, it might have been, but I'm telling you what I feel like. And as the king of talk, I have that ability. I'm telling you. But I don't mind TC. I don't mind sarcasm. Mary, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got Regina representing Belmont in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. David says lighthearted hate. Yeah, it's lighthearted hate. Just like James Muhammad earlier today. Some lighthearted hate. They were talking about marching bands. He talked about, well, why don't they just get Emmanuel's band to come and march? That was some lighthearted Muslim hate. And I'm all right with it. It didn't hurt my feelings or nothing. Jason representing Fairfield. Good afternoon, Jason. I appreciate you. Mary, she said hello earlier, but she had to add in, she's representing White Oak. She's representing White Oak. Got Dwayne representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon, Dwayne. Good afternoon. Brenda representing Fairfield. And somebody said it was your birthday. Is today your birthday? Did I hear that right? If so, let me know. If not, then all right. I'm not going to say happy birthday or nothing until I know for sure. Representing Clifton. Anthony, good afternoon, Anthony. Sean, I know you representing ATL. ATL. Representing Green Township. Representing Green Township. Ralphiel. Am I saying that right? Because it feels weirdly spelled. Like, is that your actual name? Or is that like a, a radio name, kind of a Facebook name? Is it really Ralphiel? Interesting. Represent Avondale. Good afternoon, April. Good afternoon, April. Let me see. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, Daryl says he's present. He's at home suffering from strep. Oh. I'll be honest, I don't exactly know what strep is. Like it's like a bacteria or something, ain't it? I don't know. I've never had it. Never had it. I hear it's not pleasant. So, wishing you the best. And, good afternoon to you. LaDonna in the house. LaDonna, good afternoon, LaDonna. McConnell, good afternoon. He's either on his way to the gym or on his way from the gym. And LaDonna says, just to be clear, I'm repping downtown. All right. Representing Dallas, Texas, we got if I could talk, Brent Beard. Good afternoon. Jackson Mike says Houston, Texas. All right. Well, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. And just so you know, Jackson Mike, I'm not saying you're not a real person, but when I see no picture or anything there, I become a little suspicious. So don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. I had to see if you put in like extra spaces in when you text in or, sending messages, stuff like that. But for right now, I believe you, Jackson Mike. A few people saying happy birthday to Brenda. Brenda says, yes, it's my birthday. 68 blessed years old. All right. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I would sing, but Daryl got strep throat. So, Lonzo. Good afternoon. Checking in from work. We'll tell Twig Kroger bread on sale for 99 cents. He pick up Kroger bread. That's the only bread he buy. That's the only bread he eat. I said butternut. He was like, Kroger bread? No, butternut. Kroger? Klosterman? Kroger? Okay, Kroger. That's the only bread he eat. Let me see. People hoping that Daryl feels better soon. McConnell says, on my way to the gym. Good guess. It's not a guess. It's not a guess. Brent say, dudes be having multiple burner accounts without Adam's apples. Jackson says, why is that? Because we get people, when I say we, I look at us all as kind of a family. We get people who come in here with they create accounts just to come in here and, be silly, whatever, look for attention. And there's one in particular person who has like about 6 accounts with different names, and they start off normal. They like the ghost in a horror movie or the demons in a horror movie. Demons in a horror movie, they always start off doing silly shit like, ooh, let me turn off the light. And I'll be like, well, if you a demon, why are you turning off the lights? What's that supposed to do? You just gonna turn off the light? You a demon, you just knocking books off the shelf. Like, you knocked a book off the shelf. You a whole demon, but you knocked a book off the shelf. 20 minutes later, somebody straight full-on possessed. So that's how they do. They come in and they start off normal, and it'll just be a little something. And then next thing you know, they a full-on demon. You know what I'm saying? So that's, Jeannie representing Kentucky. Good afternoon. Sierra wants to know, are we going to discuss the near wrestling match in the center yesterday? Yes, we are. Um, Let me see more people talking to Daryl. Brenda thanking people. Somebody asked me, why do you put the stuff up on the screen when you got the stuff already on the screen? Because the stuff up there go by so fast as it's coming through. And I like to show people what I'm referencing when I'm talking about it. All right? That's it. That's the whole reason. Brenda's thanking everybody. Pamela's a Klosterman household. Diane says, I purchased my first Kroger bread, putting myself on a budget. All right. Logic Slayer. Hey, what's up, Logic Slayer? Good afternoon. Tria representing Columbia Township. All right. And I think that's about it. I don't know if I said hello to Carolyn, but if I didn't, good afternoon. Good afternoon. See some more lighthearted hate. We know you slow. Only kidding, King. And again, I say lighthearted hate. I don't think you actually hate me. I think we all understand when I say hate, I don't mean actual hate. I mean, hate. All right. Hold on. Let me put this back up here. So I am the king of talk. Don't ask me how I got the title. I don't really want to go into it today, but just trust me, it's an actual title and I hold it. Man, I was watching the news last night when I finally got home. And yeah, just people fighting. People are just fighting. Have we come to the conclusion as a society that fighting is acceptable again? Being violent is acceptable again. Because I know, I used to get on the old dudes who used to always talk about, how they wanted violence back in our society. Don't shoot nobody, fight them. Okay, like, well, why don't you just not do any of that? But I've come to the conclusion, yeah, Raphael, that just as a world, we are at war. We may not have declared a war. It might not be like Israel and Palestine, but just as people, we're at war with each other. And everybody is really just kind of waiting for their opportunity to get their stuff in. Everybody's waiting for their opportunity to get their lick. Or, to get their fight. Let me tell you this. This is me. I'm 53 years old now. I had to think about it as these years go by. 53. I'm 53 years old now. I ain't trying to fight nobody. I mean, I'm not Lincoln Ware old, in my 80s where, if my bones break, it'll take a year for them to heal or nothing like that. But I'm 53. All right, Wyatt. I'm 53. So hold on, how's somebody replying to me? Oh, this is an old show. Okay, I was about to say somebody on Wyatt's show replying to me. I didn't even comment on Wyatt's show today. But yeah, everybody, I'm not fighting. I'm 53 years old. I scraped my hand on a wall, moving some furniture. And it felt like 2 weeks, 3 weeks for this thing to really scab over real good. And I still, when I touch it, this happened in September. When I touch it, I kind of feel it. It don't hurt, but like if I touch here, I'm sure I've scraped my hand here before at some point when I was a kid. It's a little scar there. I don't feel nothing. This, a month or two, September, October, November, 2 months later, I'm still feeling this. My body is slowing down. The healing process is slowing down. I'm not trying to punch nobody because that's going to hurt my hand. I'm not trying to get punched by nobody because that's going to hurt wherever I get punched. I'm just more along these lines. you got a right to your opinion. That's where I am with it. You got a right to your opinion. As long as you're not physically attacking me, or, you know what I'm saying, somebody I love or whatever, or somebody I don't know, but it's like a serious disadvantage. Like if I see you jumping on an old lady, I'm going to help the old lady. I'm going to help the old lady. Maybe. I'll tell you why I said maybe in a minute. Somebody remind me to come back to maybe helping the old lady, okay? Remind me to come back to that because I'll forget. But there's a reason why I said maybe. So, I'm not trying to fight nobody. Oh, man, you're a punk. You got a right to your opinion. You think I'm a punk. You think that bothers me? You think that bothers me? I think I told y'all this before. I don't care that much about what people say. Not that much. Sometimes, you know, people can get on your nerves. But for the most part, you can say just about anything to me. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. You say I'm a punk, you might think I'm a punk. I know I ain't no punk. So why would I let you say that I'm a punk, get me to the point where I want to fight you? And I always say this, all right, so if I fight you, do that mean you no longer think I'm a punk? No, you probably still think I'm a punk. Who fought you? You stupid. So I'm going to fight you, and after the fight, now you got to believe that I'm smart from here moving forward. Hey, that don't make sense. What's the point? What's the point? What do I get out of it? Okay, sometimes somebody get on your nerves and you want to hit them. But all you really get out of that is, you know, you kind of feel like, oh, I hit them. But I just, you know, I don't know. I ain't into all of that. But I think the world is into fighting again. And like, there are people out here who really don't feel like it's a bad thing, who feel like it's an honorable thing. Yeah, there's a I think in that Friends of the Buzz group, there's a little thing where I talked to a guy who talked about not being willing to be disrespected, and so he want to have a fight anytime he feel like somebody disrespecting him. Fighting them ain't really gonna make them respect you. It's not. You think it is, but it's not. You just gonna be the dude that they don't respect, who they had a fight with. But we think it's okay now. And, you know, I fight against it.
Now, let's talk about...
Not fight against it. But I fight against it. Hold on. But apparently in Congress want to fight. A couple incidents happened, I believe, yesterday. Congress wants to fight. Let's look at this. Mary says, was he old or young? He was, I would say probably, I don't, just judging on talking to him, and I don't really remember all the details, but that dude had to be, what, in his late 30s to early mid 40s. But he's not going to be disrespected. He's not going to be disrespected. Why do you care? Why do you care? If you say something about me that I know ain't true, I'm not really all that bothered. I know I'm 5'5". You could call me 4'3" all day. So I'm not 4'3". And look, you measured yourself. You know why are you getting so upset about something you know that I mean? You 6'4". I'm not 6'4". How you gonna say I'm 6'4"? That's stupid to me. That's stupid to me. Not doing all of that. All right, let's get to the Senate. They want to fight. They want to fight. Let's see.
Mr. O'Brien himself, his behavior, as everybody knows, and it's here in the last time, him and I kind of had a back and forth. Appreciate your demeanor today. It's quite different. But after you left here, you got pretty excited about the keyboard. In fact, you tweeted at me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And let me read what the last one said. It said, greedy CEO who pretends like he's self-made. Sir, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be 2 consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh,
guy.
oh, stop it.
Is that your
All right.
solution every
Hold it. No, sit down.
Oh, you're a clown.
Sit down.
Look at you.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond, Mr.
Hold
Chairman?
it. Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can't, no,
This is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This
Now, let me just say this. I'm going to finish the clip. But I heard somebody saying Bernie Sanders lost control of the... No, he didn't. What was Bernie Sanders supposed to do? 2 grown men talking about fighting in the Senate. What was Bernie supposed to do? What's the appropriate response? Exactly what Bernie did. You a senator. Act like it. Sit your behind down and shut up while I try to squash all of this. Jason says turn the mics off. He doesn't have that ability. That's not how it works up there. Bernie doesn't have a mixing console where he can turn off all the mics. They control their own mics. So what was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? Jason, other than, you know, the nonsensical turn off all the mics because he doesn't have that ability. What else, Jason, would you have suggested that he do? Would join it and get up and sock the dude and tell him to sit down and stop acting up? That would have just added to it. Take the mic away. You wanted Bernie Sanders to get up and go over to this dude acting like a bit of a maniac and take the mic off his desk. And I don't even know with 100% certainty that they work that way. What you're saying is not reasonable. Bernie Sanders did what Bernie Sanders was empowered to do and, you know, the wise thing to do. Tell them, chill out and you know, try to be the voice of reason. He didn't lose control. They lost control. If anything, he maintained control. But let's go back to it. Let's finish it up. Now Jason says, just in the meeting. That don't make sense, Jason. That don't make sense. He did what he was supposed to do. Well, let's see what he did.
This is a hearing, and God knows the American people have enough of contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and bullies.
And
that's
you
what-
have
I don't
the
like
mic.
you because you
Hold
just
it.
described yourself.
Hold it. You have the mic.
Yeah.
You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you and I accepted your challenge, and you went quiet.
No, I didn't go quiet.
Hold on.
You challenged me to a cage match,
No,
acting like a
sir.
12-year-old schoolyard bully.
Excuse me.
Hold on.
Hold it. No, excuse me. I have the
I
mic.
will say exactly.
Senator
what you
Mullen,
said.
I have the mic. You have questions on any economic issues, anything that said, go for it. We're not here to talk about physical abuse.
You brought.
We're not
him
talking
in.
about, of course I
And,
did.
and let me
He's-
let me show you his hearing, because I want to expose this thug to who he is. And
If you don't point at me, that's disrespectful.
All right.
I don't care about respecting you at all. I
don't
respect people
respect
that I
you at all.
respect. So
All right, hold it.
let me
Hold it. No.
You're one of
Hold
100
it.
of the most
Hold
elite
it,
people
please.
acted.
Please. All right. This is excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hearing to discuss economic issues. All right? If you have questions for Mr. O'Brien or anybody else on what he has said, go for it.
I mean-
But we're not here to talk about fights or anything else.
I'm quoting exactly what he said.
You can
and
say
this
what
is-
you want,
This is
but-
your witness
This
you
is
brought.
my
And let me.
witness.
I'm exposing him.
You can
as a
talk
person
anything
who
you want,
he is.
but
So in
for no fight-
2013,
Nope.
in 2013, O'Brien was suspended by the Teamsters for intimidating your own members. In 2014, you were part of, what would you say, organizing the harassment, intimidation of the Top Shelf crew?
Chef, not chef.
Top Chef, okay. And then, and I think in the reports they said sexual, racist, and homophobic slurs and death threats. 14 tires were sliced, and 5 Teamsters were arrested. And you said, well, I had nothing to do with it. But however, in that same statement, you said, but if I get called to testify, I'll plead the fifth. This is a witness you brought in here. In 2017, you were removed as lead negotiator by then President Hoffa for UPS for your actions. And then in 22, when this guy was elected, what he said after he got elected was he wanted to bring the mob mentality back to the Teamsters. This is your guy.
And you're obviously going to give him a chance to respond to your questions.
Absolutely, because this is my question. Because you called me out. I didn't call you out.
Yeah, you did.
You said anytime, any place.
That's
what you said.
that. Let's get the record
Okay.
straight.
Ms. Hold it, no.
Hold on.
Senator Mullen, do you have a question for the witness?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think that's what I'm getting
let's hear it.
So, anytime, any place.
No, that's not,
April is a charity event.
no, that's
for-
not, no.
No, it's a,
No, we-
sir, he said it, and this is my
He is
time,
here to
and you
tell-
can set
no.
parameters on what the questions can or cannot be asked, and I'll ask.
No,
you
you're not
questions.
we're not going to be talking about
we
physical
understand.
confrontation.
Oh, this is about charity, for a union charity, because this
This
is for
is,
firefighters and.
do you have a question on his testimony?
April.
Grow up,
April
will you
next
please?
year.
You have
grow
a
up. You're an
question
embarrassment.
on his, let's not
You
be,
said it.
You're an
You
embarrassment.
said
You're
it,
an
and I'm just
embarrassment.
simply answering it.
You
Senator
reached
Mullen,
out
go
to
hold it,
everybody-
hold it.
I-
Senator Mullen, you made some charges.
Charges.
Mr. O'Brien, do you want to respond to
Yeah,
the
go ahead,
question?
please.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality of it is, you know,
Accept my challenge,
Mr.
tough guy.
Mullen, tough guy.
Answer, hold it, answer the questions.
All right, you're one. He
Please.
made a lot of statements, right? And his statements are fiction at best.
Fiction, I read them.
Can you answer,
What?
answer the question, please?
I can't understand him, to be honest with you.
All right.
He rambles so much. What was your question, actually?
Well, you said I made a lot of statements.
No, but what's your question? I don't understand your question. Could you repeat it?
You said anytime, any place.
What's your question?
Accept the challenge.
What challenge?
You said anytime, any place. I'm accepting yours, so why don't you come
What
back?
challenge? What challenge are you talking
April
about?
30th. How about we do it for a charity at the Smoking Guns in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
We're not going to be
what was the
talking about
challenge?
physical
What are you talking about?
confrontations here.
You want to fight me?
What'd you say by anytime, any place?
Let's have coffee, discuss our differences.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
All right, well, let's sit down and have coffee.
Let's
I'd
do
love
it.
to.
I'd love to.
But
It's
the,
funny how you're backing
Okay.
out.
I don't back on anything.
You did.
You're the one. You're a 100.
Senator-
Should be the most influential people in this country, making changes.
Senator
You're
Hassan-
focused on.
Okay.
You're
Thank
focused
you.
on
Why did
debate
you-
that's not
why
even
did you
relevant.
keep texting
You're an
me and then
embarrassment.
silence?
You're an
Excuse me.
embarrassment.
Then
That's
went
what you are.
silence after
You're an
my
embarrassment to the
text.
state of
this
Oklahoma.
hearing is about the condition of the working class in America.
You
That's
brought
what
a
we're
thug
talking.
into this
You're the biggest thug here.
I'm just pausing here. Jason, so you see, Bernie thought like you. Like, let me just turn their mics off. But he can't turn their mics off. He hit the button and he turned his own mic off. It doesn't make sense. He can't turn their mics off. Just in case you thought I was making that part up. All right.
Yeah.
You brought him in.
All right,
You're the biggest thug. Even your colleagues call you
Why
a
you do
joke.
what you're doing, Senator Hassan?
Thank you very much, Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Hassan, you got a
Senator
question?
Mullen, please yield. I've been recognized
No,
by the chair.
go ahead.
Back to quoting.
Uh, now-
Microphone is yours.
Chairman Sanders, I want to thank you for this hearing. I want to thank Ranking Member Cassidy, too, for participating in it. And I want to thank all of our witnesses.
All right. They got childish. It got childish. And somebody said, look, when you come to the meeting and you have printed out somebody's tweets, you came ready to fight. He came to the meeting ready to fight. He came to the meeting ready to fight. And the truth of the matter, for everybody saying, Bernie lost control. Those are two grown men in the Senate. They have rules. There's a certain way that things are supposed to go. The only other way to take control of the meeting would have been for Bernie to get up and start swinging. That's not taking control. That's losing control. In that case, Bernie was in a no-win situation, but how childish is, and I have to, look, You got to put that on the Republican senator. I don't even remember his name. I don't even remember his name. It just happened. I don't even remember his name. He's from Oklahoma. And I saw him on with, what's his name? Sean Hannity. I saw him on with Sean Hannity. And Sean Hannity was saying, like, hey, this is going to boost your ratings in Oklahoma tenfold. And initially my thought was, come on, bro. But then I was like, yeah, it's 2023. And this is the Republican Party. And this is how they kind of getting down now. Like they are going more and more. The less civilized you act, I hate that word, but the less civilized you act, the more there's a certain wing of that party who the less civilized you act, the more you can, get down to your base animal instincts, the more popular you are. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. They said McCarthy elbowed the dude in the kidneys. How you giving dudes kidney shots walking down the halls of Capitol Hill? And I believe he did it. I don't know that dude got any reason to lie, but I believe that he did it. Mary says both parties. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that's not true, but show me where a Democrat, in the past, 10 years, tried to fight a witness in a Senate hearing. Show me that, and then I'll be like, yep, it's both parties. Show me the account, and I'm not saying it didn't happen. I haven't seen it. So show me the account of Nancy Pelosi walking down the hall, elbowing somebody in the kidneys because they didn't vote for something she wanted them to vote for. Show me that. Show me that. And then I'll be like, it's both parties. It's both parties. I'm not talking about whether or not both parties like people or like black people or nothing like that. I'm talking about there's one party right now that they are getting a little bit out of control. Now, I'll just say for me, if, Hakeem Jeffries was in a Senate hearing and there was some witness testifying and Hakeem Jeffries had brought receipts talking about, all right, you tweeted this and you tweeted that and you tweeted this, I'm about to beat your ass. And then get up to go try to beat the dude ass. I would be like, I can't support that dude. I can't support that dude. I don't. Now, I think it's America as a whole. But up there right now, come on, these Republicans is wilding. Do I blame some of it on Trump? Absolutely. Absolutely. Trump was good for talking about wanting to punch people in the face and all of that kind of stuff at his rallies. Telling other people to punch people in the face, trying to incite violence. But truth of the matter is, some people, like Sean Hannity was saying, some people will look at that and be like, that's a man. That's a man's man right there. That's a man's man. He had a problem with a guy and he wanted to fight him. And that's the way we handle problems. Like, really? That's the way we handle problems now? We just beat people ass who we don't like or don't agree with. That's the way we handle problems. That's the way you want to teach your young people how to handle problems. I don't know if I agree with that. But of course, it ain't just that. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. And sometimes I see it and I chuckle, and then I have to catch myself like, that ain't funny. That ain't funny. I mean, it'd be funny, but it's not funny looking at the grand scheme of things. It ain't just the Senators.
Working on Wiggins. Little step back three. And so we're scoreless. We'll stay 0-0 the first 2 minutes. And then look at Klay Thompson and McDaniels. What is going on with that? Wow. You've got a full-on fracas going on. Draymond came in to defend Klay. This got out of hand very quickly.
Look at Klay Thompson's jersey. It's ripped up. That's more than a scuffle.
We're going to have to go to replay and look at all of this, but Klay Thompson's never been involved in anything like that. What was Jaden McDaniels doing?
They were going at each other's heads. That was serious, though. Here's a look at it. So they're kind of coming together. Klay's boxing him out, puts his hand on his jersey. Jaden McDaniels puts his hand on his jersey. Now they're swinging each other around. Gobert gets in there. Draymond's got him in a headlock. There's a lot happening here.
Well, there were no punches thrown, which is good. In the NBA, it doesn't matter even if you make contact. If you swing at somebody, you're gone.
So look at him on the left side over here. Yeah, they just... Klay had his hand on him, trying to like him out, and then they were swinging each other around. I mean, Warriors, it's clear. They want to send a message that you're not going to bully us. We're going to be physical. We're going to match your physicality and surpass it if we can. And Klay is getting the new jersey.
Whoa. Yeah, there was a heavy-duty reaction to both guys grabbing each other, and we'll see how that is adjudicated. And then big brother Draymond Green came in just to clean up and make sure. I mean, he made sure Gobert got nowhere near that.
Every team has an enforcer. The Warriors have Draymond.
The reason Draymond went so demonstrably is that Gobert had Klay in a headlock.
Yeah.
And Draymond's not feeling that at all.
So he's just pulling him off. And we're not doing that. This ain't that. Klay and McDaniels going out of here, and then all of a sudden Gobert comes in, and Draymond's like, no.
Yeah, it's
chill out.
And then Draymond, he headlocked Gobert. Really. So here's the
Penalized
announcement.
Draymond too.
Green has been ejected. Gobert will shoot 2 free throws. Minnesota will retain possession at the free throw line extended.
Okay. So Jaden McDaniels been ejected. Klay Thompson's been ejected. Draymond has been ejected. And Draymond was called for a flagrant foul.
Listen, there was a lot that happened there. This swinging each other while they're latched onto each other's jerseys. That was a lot. And then Draymond headlocking Rudy Gobert. I mean, just the way that they've adjudicated issues with Draymond in the past, it just doesn't surprise me. Draymond usually gets the raw end of the stick there.
And because of the flagrant foul, Gobert is going to shoot 2. Now, I think they completely missed Rudy Gobert grabbing Klay Thompson.
They missed it, but...
All right. So then there's that. Now, look, okay, I get it. That's a little sports fight, whatever. But just the escalation of it, like, did y'all, Draymond, I mean, that was like he tried to choke old boy out. That was some UFC stuff. But this is what we doing nowadays. This is what we doing now. Everybody looking for their opportunity to get their lick in. Just violence. Just violence. I'm here today to speak against violence. Jason says sneaked him on a chokehold. I don't know about that. But I watched it a few times. And it looked, look, I understand what I believe Rudy Gobert was trying to do. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was trying to grab and hold Klay Thompson, kind of pull him away, as they said, be a peacemaker. But if you already don't like him, which he and Green, they don't get along. They've traded insults and all of that kind of stuff. So they don't get along. He kind of put himself in a position where he felt like, this is my opportunity. This is my opportunity. Everybody waiting for their opportunity. Everybody waiting for their opportunity. So he grabbing Klay. Didn't look like a chokehold because it wasn't a chokehold. But now this is my opportunity to choke that in. Choke his ass. Choke him out. And he choked him, and he held on, and he held on, and he held on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Again, I get it. It's a NBA fight. Those things are gonna happen. But something is going on out here. Something is going on out here. And I don't know that I'm willing to blame it all on Trump. I blame some of it on Trump. I really do. I blame some of it on Trump. Some of it, he's putting forth that energy into the atmosphere. And y'all know it's something about, you can feel energy. You can feel energy. You ever walked into a spot? You went to a party, went to a club, whatever, and you walk in and you paying attention, and the energy in the room is not a healthy energy. And you're like, no, we going somewhere else. What you mean you going somewhere else? We going somewhere else. Why? The energy in here is just something gonna jump off. Something gonna jump off, and I don't want to be here when it do. That's the energy that I feel in the air. And I won't say it's everywhere I go, but it's a lot of places that I go. I'm like, this energy is just off. Well, just be aware of the energy where you are. Figure out how to assess the energy in the environment that you're in. So a lot of us, because a lot of us are black, and so a lot of us have figured out how to assess the energy in a room full of black people. Oh no, not going in there. And we assume something about the energy of certain white people. I think we make some assumptions about energy. But you got to be able to assess the energy of people like the senator. That toxic energy there. You got to be able to do that. Got to be able to do it. But it's getting kind of scary out here. It's getting kind of scary out here. Lonzo says, come on, y'all. We remember the 80s and 90s. That was child's play. I'm not saying that that's the worst thing to ever happen. That's why I said I understand it's the NBA. It's a sports fight. But look, maybe, Lonzo, you think this is how it's always been. I'm telling y'all, I feel a different energy. I feel a different energy. And I'm worried. I'm worried. As wars break out around the world, people running in, doing mass shootings on people. Nate brought up Paul Pelosi, the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. It ain't getting no better. It ain't getting no better. Oh, hold on. All right. Sorry about that. I forgot what I was saying. That distracted me. But yeah, no, just the energy, and look now back to I said might help an old lady. I might help an old lady, and I said I might help an old lady, but I would have to be aware. I would have to be aware. I went to a Kroger. Is it Hartwell or Carthage or whatever? You know the one I'm talking about. I went to that Kroger store. This was a few weeks ago. And as I'm walking in, it's just a little story. It's not anything deep, okay? It's just a story that I feel like I want to share with everybody. So I'm walking in. I'm minding my own business. Actually, I'm listening to Wyatt show, and he was talking about Malcolm X. And he was talking about, I don't know why I remember this as a detail. So I'm listening. I got in one of my AirPods, and he's talking about Malcolm X, talking about, white people. He's kind of talking to Democrats and the Republicans, and, how Malcolm was talking about how some of them pretend to be our friends and the other ones don't, and we like to gravitate towards those that pretend to be our friends, but the ones that don't, they the same person, just one is better at acting friendly to you and the other one ain't. And I'm kind of listening to this as I'm walking, get out the car, and I'm walking into the store, or walking towards the store. Once I get to the end of the aisle, where the other cars are going by, you got to kind of cross the street to get to the entrance. There's this lady. She's a big chick. And by big, I mean she was really tall. And she was a big girl as well, like a husky, And so out of nowhere, again, I'm focused on what I'm hearing in my ear. Out of nowhere, this woman, and clearly there was something wrong with her mentally. But again, I'm not really paying any attention to that. And this woman, I'm going to raise my voice. So anybody, if you got on headphones or anything like that, I'm going to raise my voice. So this woman, as she's walking towards me from the exit, she gets, I don't know, maybe 5 feet away from me. And I'm not paying much attention to her. I'm focused on the entrance and listening to what I'm listening to. And I hear, I'm trying to think exactly what did she say. Really loudly, she says, I'm going to move back from the mic. Because she yelled it at the top of her lungs. I'm not going to yell it at the top of mine. Will you buy me some motherfucking food? Can I tell you, it scared, it just started like, whoa. And I paused for a second, and she looked like she kind of looking at me, but at the same time, she looked like she's looking a little bit away from me. And I'm thinking maybe she just got like too cockeyed. So, you know what I'm saying? It don't look like she's looking at you. And I say, what? And she says it again, but this time it's clear she's not actually talking to me. And I turn, and, you know, maybe 3 feet behind me, it's like a little old lady. A little old lady. That's might not be the best way to put it. There's a lady she might have been in her, if I'm 53, she had to be about 15 years older than me, so late 60s maybe. And she is looking directly at this lady. And the lady freezes as well. And the lady's like, I don't have any money. And then this other larger lady says, and forgive my language, but this is exactly what she said. You won't buy me no motherfucking food? Well, fuck you, bitch. And she started kind of moving towards her. And again, we were both kind of shocked, right? And so I caught her out there. That's when I turn and look, and I actually see who she is. But by this time, the lady had aggressively walked past both of us. But her initial, once she said FUB, the approach, it looked like she was getting ready to attack the lady. And I have to be honest with you. I think that lady would have got her ass beat before I really processed everything that was happening. I bet the big girl would have got in some real good licks on the other lady. She wasn't a little old lady. She was shorter than me, but she looked to be in good health. But I was like, and then as she kind of aggressively started walking. And that's when I turned and I saw the other lady, and the other lady kind of started to back down, but then she walked past both of us, and that was it. She just walked away. One of the security guys had come outside, and I guess he was on the phone with police, and he was asking them, can you send a mental health unit? Because we have a lady who clearly has some mental issues. And I heard him saying that as me and the other lady was walking into the Kroger store together. And the lady looked at me and she was like, oh, my heart is beating out of my chest. Oh, that scared me. And I was like, it startled me too. I thought she was talking to me. And she said, I thought she was talking to you too, until I noticed she was looking at me. And I was like, I didn't even know you were behind me initially. We had, a little conversation about it. And, then we kind of laughed about it. Like, oh, boy, I don't know what's going on. But LaDonna says, where was this? This was at Kroger in Hartwell or Carthage or whatever that is. But that's why I say, would I have helped the lady? Yes. The answer is yes. I would have helped the lady once I realized what was going on. Normally, again, I'm not, I don't know how to explain it to you. I try to be aware of my surroundings. Like, I try to do it at all times, but I was distracted by Wyatt. I'm blaming Wyatt. It was Wyatt's fault. He talking about Malcolm X and all of that kind of stuff. He and I'm, focused on what he's saying. And so and here's what I don't do. What I try not to do anymore. I try not to just walk around listening and distracted by stuff. I don't normally do that. But he was talking about some good stuff that I wanted to, hear the conclusion to the picture that he was painting. And so my focus wasn't really on everything around me. And so I'll be honest, if she would have jumped on that lady, it would have took me a few good licks to process what was going on. And I'm not trying to be funny. She would have got some shots off on that lady. She'd have got some real good shots off on that lady before I really processed what was going on. And the whole time while this lady's screaming, I'm hearing Wyatt in one ear talk about Malcolm X and, Republicans and Democrats and how they whatever. She'd have got some good licks in on her. She'd have beat that lady ass. She would have. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I would have got up in there, to try to pull them apart. Get off of her, But I would have helped her eventually. But it wouldn't have been like right away, because it took me a moment to process. And I'm just saying, like, hey, look, please try to. We all know that there are people around with mental health issues, and you never know what's going to happen. And like I said, that lady was maybe 5 feet away from me when she first screamed. You gonna buy me some food? And she screamed it at the very top of her lungs. You would have needed a broomstick. I'd have just got in there. But you always got to be aware of weapons and stuff. You never know, people with issues sometimes carry weapons. Sometimes they carry weapons. But again, also, you got to keep in mind, initially I thought she was just talking to me. I didn't see that's how distracted I was. There was a lady less than 3 feet behind me, walking behind me, that I didn't even know was there. That's how distracted I was. That's how distracted I was. And so, yeah, I would have helped her, but she'd have got some licks in. LaDonna says she would have whooped your ass. I don't know about that. She was big, though. She was big. If I had to estimate height, I've never been good at estimating weight. But if I had to estimate height, 5'11", maybe, she was really close to 6 feet, if not 6 feet. She was a really tall woman. And like I said, she was what's their I don't know her. I doubt that she's watching this. But she was she had a lot of extra pounds on her. She wasn't quite Lizzo big, but she was, all right, think Monique before Monique lost the weight. But a tall, 6 feet tall Monique. A 6 foot tall Monique. Big Monique. Mary says, plus, they are super strong as well. They ain't no stronger than nobody else. E-Man screaming, get her off me, somebody. If she would attack that, how about, okay, let's assume she was like really strong. And clearly she was really big. And she attacked that lady. What was I supposed to do? Just sit there and watch that lady get her ass beat? For nothing? For nothing. Not clearly, that lady was minding her own business and at no fault in that situation. Fellas, what would you do? You see a big 6 foot tall, big lady attack, you know, and again, she was shorter than me, so she probably was about 5'3". And, you know what I'm saying, she wasn't like model thin or anything. She was just an average sized woman. Fellas, what do you do if you see that? And if that lady would have attacked her, what's your options? You can't just sit there and watch a lady get her ass beat because someone has a mental issue at the moment. You gotta jump in and help, right? I know a move or two. That's right, gorgeous Rick Rhodes. Even though I do have to admit, it is very difficult as a smaller dude to put some of those moves and holds on bigger dudes. Yeah, she got the reach advantage. She got the weight advantage. No doubt about it. Jimmy grab her legs. I would have had, you gotta help. You gotta help. You can't just sit there and watch that, right? Those mental health cases are usually strong. They're no more strong than anyone else. It's almost like I think people think that they're really strong. It's almost like the baby snake. They say, whoever they are, they say it's probably worse to get bitten like by a baby venomous snake than by an adult venomous snake, because the baby venomous snakes, y'all know, they don't know, they haven't learned to control how much venom. They not conserving venom. They got venom, shoot it all in there. Whereas the adult snakes, they've learned, I need to conserve some venom. So I'm going to put enough in there to do the job. I think this is just me theorizing out loud. I think that's the difference between maybe people with some mental health issues and other people. It's not that they're stronger. It's just you very rarely see I don't even know the appropriate way to say it. I don't want to use the R word because people came in raving with pitchforks. You very rarely see people without mental health issues in situations where they had to use all their strength. But I think a person with mental health issues might view every situation where I need to use all of my strength. You really only see that, you know what I'm saying, a mama see her child run over by a car, she summons all of her strength, and you know what I'm saying, she lifts up the car, and you like, damn, I didn't know you could do that. And she like, I didn't know I could do that either. But, you know, you don't usually use all your strength. Jason, you say you would just mind your own business, so you would sit there and watch an old lady or a lady get her ass beat. You would sit there and watch a lady get her ass beat and just walk into the store to get your Kroger bread. I wasn't actually there to get Kroger bread. I was there to get some cookies, but that's not the point. You would just walk into the store and watch somebody let somebody get their ass beat and just mind your own business. That don't seem very manly. Did you stick around to make sure the cops didn't whip up on the lady? No, but that lady, I don't know where she went. When I say she walked really aggressively towards us, but eventually past us, she was like walking, you know, like how the like serial killers in the movies walk, like they kind of look like they walking slow, but you could be running full speed and they catching you. She was walking like that, like, you know what I'm saying, she was about it, like she had somewhere to go, like mad people walking. So by the time I got to the door and me and the lady had that very small conversation and turned around and looked, I have no idea where that woman went. For all I know, she was driving. Because I didn't see her in the parking lot at all. So I don't know where she went. So no, I didn't stick around to make sure the cops didn't whoop up on her. Because I don't know where she went. I tell you what I did do when I got my cookies. I got flour cookies. You know, I was trying to help the little baby. I know she liked the flour cookies. So I went and got flour cookies. And when I got my cookies, I came out. I sure took that earbud out so I could be aware. Because I'm like, I have not. She ain't gonna be hiding on the other side of my car and jump up and get me. Oh, no. I'm going to be aware. So, yeah, my head was on the swivel. Like, where did she go? Make sure she ain't. Let me walk a little bit away from the car in case she jump out like, did you buy me something to eat? And So, yeah, no, I made sure I was very aware when I walked out of the store. Man, I didn't see her anywhere. She wasn't hiding behind my car, so, Pamela says, I'm not getting involved, and probably would have turned around and walked right back out the exit door. Really? Hold on, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm asking genuinely, y'all wouldn't help the lady? A lady minding her own business. She just coming to the store to get some Kroger bread. She minding her own business. Some person, who may be going through some sort of a mental crisis at the moment, jumps on her. You know that they don't know each other. You saw the whole interaction. You would just let her get her ass beat? For real? Man, that's what we doing now? That's what we doing now? Sierra says it's jarring to hear the R word in 2023. I still understand the R word. The only reason I don't say the R word is because some people find it offensive and who want to deal with that drama. But, it's an actual word that has an actual meaning. But they won't even let me type the word. To delay or hold back in terms of progress or development. So if your mental progress is delayed or held back, by definition, there was some mental, R word there. Even though, for whatever reason, now it's offensive. It's an actual word with an actual meaning. But I understand, again, I'm not going to say it. Because I'm not into, just offending people for the sake of being offensive. Janice says, I heard a tall guy say you got to get a short guy real quick before he can get you around your knees and take you down. All right. Somebody else talking about they strong. I didn't want to break my ginger snaps. I do got to go get some ginger snaps. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Hold on. All right, we go there. Open that up. I didn't actually have the phone lines up. So you can call in now if you like to, 513-717-5464. And I would really like to know, if anybody does want to call in, what would you do? Honestly, would you watch a lady get her ass beat, or would you jump in and help that lady? So she Michelle Myers now. I'm just saying she was walking fast. That's it. Donna say, I hope she wasn't driving. She disappeared. She just disappeared. It really kind of, when you think about it, was some horror movie stuff. Like you walk and then you turn around and the killer ain't there no more. And you're like, oh, where did they go? LaDonna says, I would call for help. But in that moment, I'm asking you, okay, yeah, you would say, help, help, help. But you would, while you would just watch the lady get her ass beat. You wouldn't jump in to try to help the lady and then, pull the big girl off of her and then call 911. You would just be like, oh, she beating your ass. Let me call 911. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm watching this lady. She is whooping this chick's ass. She needs some help. Like, what are you doing? I'm standing right here next to it. Oh, she just hit her. Oh, she tearing this ass up. Send some help. You wouldn't help? Standing right there, you wouldn't help? So why did this lady single her out? I have no idea. At first I thought, she hungry. I'll buy her something to eat. But then when the lady said, I don't have no money, and I turned and there was a person actually behind me, and she was like, FUB. I was like, okay, this ain't hunger. This is something different. Sometimes folks who try to break up fights are the ones who get their tail whooped. Right. But this ain't technically a fight. This is an attack. This is a lady attacking another innocent lady. And y'all would just stand there and watch it? I'll be honest. I am so 100% disappointed. Because like I said, for me, I know I would have helped. It would have took me a minute to recognize exactly what was happening. So that's why I said the lady would have got some licks in. But eventually I'd have got up in there like, hey, break it up. And the security dude was there, so he would have been coming over to assist. But I wouldn't have just stood there and watched it like, oh, that's too bad. Rachel says she better try to get away and get something out that store to whoop that ass. Oh my goodness, something is really wrong with people. And I'm gonna be honest, I really believe y'all. I genuinely believe y'all. Y'all would sit there and watch the lady get pummeled, talking about help. It sounded like Lincoln. Pamela says, Pamela, believe it or not, I kind of understand your position as a woman, unless you about the same size and build of that same woman. She said, I got a family to get back home to. I'm not getting involved. I might call the police from my car. What? See, now I was with you until I read the whole message. You ain't even gonna stand there and call the police. You gonna go all the way back to your car, get in the car, lock the door, rummage through your purse, find your car, and then that lady done got her ass beat by the time you get back to your car. You can at least, you know what I'm saying? You ain't even gonna say, hey, leave her alone. Nothing, just, oh, let me go to my car. Like, come on, y'all. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you say something and people might, I mean, it might draw the attention to you, but it might not. And now you know what to expect, so you can run. Maybe not as fast as she can, but you can get away. Bob and weave, zigzag, you know, all of that stuff. Janice wouldn't help. I kind of understand Janice. You know, Janice, you're a little up there in age. You're older than this lady who would have been getting attacked was. So I get you not helping. I get that. I get that. Rachel, no. That's terrible. That is terrible. Here's the appropriate answer. Here's the appropriate answer. Even if you're not going to jump in. Because in women, I get it. You're a woman. I know it's a double standard. I get it, women. You might not want to jump in. There's a good chance you're not 6 feet tall, 275 pounds. All right? There's a good chance you're not 6 feet tall, 275 pounds, and you don't want to get your ass beat. I get that. I don't get just leave it. I get creating some space and, calling for help. Y'all talking about y'all gonna leave, and y'all gonna go in the store, and y'all gonna get to y'all car. That seem uncaring. And again, we not talking about a fight. Like, oh, two people out there fighting. No, we talking about somebody who clearly. I know clearly. Before we had that conversation, I knew clearly that lady wasn't doing nothing wrong and wasn't doing nothing to that lady. She was just trying to come to Kroger. So it's an innocent person being attacked. That's different than, look, I get it. Oh, it's this dude and he beating up his girlfriend. You're like, oh, I don't know. I really want to get involved in that because, sometimes that turns around on the person who gets involved. Oh, it's these two women and they was out there yelling. I think they, one on sleeping with the other one husband. You're like, oh, okay, I don't want to get involved in that because there's emotions at play and all that kind of stuff. We talking about an innocent lady getting her ass beat. So I get women, I understand y'all. But the men, John says, absolutely. Once I get you on the ground, we all the same height. So you're helping. You are helping. I respect that. I respect that. American a folded chair. Oh. LaDon, I get it. You don't want to get your ass beat. You're a woman. You're a woman. They're different standards. They're different standards. Mary says, how much was her items? It wasn't no items. We was outside. She was walking towards us, and she just started screaming, will you buy me some? I am at food. 3 to 5 feet away from me. And, in theory, maybe 6, 7 feet away from the other lady. Anthony talking about world star. Ronald says, I keep mace and a gun, but I would have helped. I have a mother. Thank you. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you. Was it the same Kroger the twin work? I don't know where twin work. I'm 5 feet. There's no way I stand a chance against a big chick, big girl. But you wouldn't even say, get off of her. Nothing. Nothing. So it is kind of sad. It is kind of sad. That's why I say I know I would have helped eventually. Oh my goodness, why is everybody calling me? Hold on. All right. I'm popular today. I'm popular today. It's all work. All work. Rachel says, I wouldn't watch, but I would have to have something in my hand. You ain't whooping me, not while I'm trying to help is all grab what's near. But look what happened to the black guy who tried to help with the boat situation. I'm not saying start whooping ass. I'm saying, try to either pour her off of the lady or pull the lady away and kind of get her to safety. That's it. Jason, thank you. Jason says, I'd break it up. At least you try. At least you try. Anthony, I always got jokes, man. I want to know for real. Would you help? Run to the Starbucks counter, pour a little liquor with the hot coffee. Pat says, nobody gonna fight a female Andre the Giant. Oh boy. All right, Carolyn says, I think back to the gentleman who was in the bank in Hopple Street and was trying to tell dude to put his mask on along with the teller. And then before you know it, he, the gentleman who was trying to assist, winds up dead. So yeah, I'm gonna stay out of it. I think this is a different situation though. I think this is a different situation. Even though I understand. Everybody can get knocked out. Wouldn't getting whooped by a big girl be like you getting whooped by Lincoln? I don't think the big girl could have whooped me. Again, I know a move or two. I'm pretty sure I could try to break them up. Because in my mind, the way she was going to attack her, she was going to come at her, she was going to swing, she was going to punch, the lady was going to maybe fall down, and she was going to get on top of her and try to wail on her. And all you got to do, depending on what's going on, is get in there, maybe try to block some shots, push her off, and get the lady free. And then y'all can both scurry away. Then y'all can both scurry off. There are different things, different moves, different techniques that you can use to protect you and protect the lady who's potentially on the ground getting beat, even by the big girl. You can grab arms or something like that, because this other lady wasn't going to be fighting back. I'm not a big proponent of, if you see two people fighting, grabbing one of them, because then that gives the other person some free shots. But the lady who would have been on the ground probably wouldn't have been swinging, and if she was, of course, it would have been in self-defense. So if you grab the larger lady, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You come from behind, you reach, you grab her arms, and behind her, and you got her arms. She can't swing. She's kind of in this position, and you kind of roll her off of the lady. Now you got to hold her now. Once you do that, you got to hold her. But at least you give that lady an opportunity. There are there are techniques that you can use. Something's wrong with y'all. Something is wrong with y'all. Mary says, that happened on your watch. How do you feel about the outcome? What would you have done differently? Well, I think I said what I would have done differently, and what I'd kind of do differently now is when I get out of the car, I take that AirPod out, put it back in the case, put it in my pocket. So I'm very much aware of my surroundings. So if I see people kind of approaching me, you know what I'm saying, I'm aware that somebody's approaching me. Because nothing happened, that's the only thing that I would do different, would be to be more aware of, my surroundings. That's about it. I mean, the outcome was what it was. I should have been more aware. I would have known where the woman went. But no, I don't. I mean, I'm sure the security guard saw where she went because he was on the phone with the police. At least I'm assuming the police. He was watching her leave. Janice says, my neck is always on the swivel when I'm out and about. If I see something questionable, I go the other way. No questions asked. The only reason I hesitate to help people, are too quick to pull weapons, too hot in the streets. Right, and I get that. I doubt that this lady had a weapon, but even if she would have had a weapon, I think that would have even made me want to help more. If something, because it's all hypothetical. She didn't attack the lady. She just looked like she was going to attack the lady. She might have that big black girl magic. You end up effed all the way up trying to save the day. I would have had to just take that L. Because that lady was just minding her own business. She wasn't out there looking for nothing. She wasn't out there looking for no problem. And Mary says, I'm sorry, I'm not putting my hands on nobody. You might get sued. I might get sued, but I believe I will win that lawsuit. No doubt in my mind, I'm winning that one. Because I ain't gonna run up trying to, sock her or nothing like that. Like, get off of her, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to grab and restrain to clear the other person who I know to be 100% innocent. Now, again, this don't go for every situation. If I didn't see the beginning of a situation and I just run up and that same situation is happening, if I'm walking out of the store and I just see big girl run over to the other woman and start pummeling her, I don't know what happened leading up to that. So I'm probably not going to jump in that way. I don't know if you sleeping with her husband or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And I'm one of them people who believe if you messing with somebody's spouse or, whatever happened to you, happened to you. I don't feel bad for you. I'm one of them people. Mess with people's spouses. I'm not, go out and whoop somebody's ass if you see them messing with your spouse. I'm not necessarily saying that. But I'm saying if that's the case, and somebody go to whooping your A, I'm all right with it. Hold on, I see a call coming in. Hold on, let me see something up with these settings. Audio settings. Speaker. That should be Jason?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't hear the phone ring, but I hear you.
Oh, okay.
What's on your mind?
All right, so, or what was you going to say? My bad.
No, I'm just saying, what's on your mind?
I was going to say, so what's the question? It seems to be getting changed, because I did say mind my own business, but then you start adding situations and scenarios that wasn't in the original, what would you do?
No, I'm still on the original, what would you do?
Oh,
What did I add?
Well, you said, what would you do? Would you get involved? No. And then you said, well, it's okay for ladies not to get involved, which is an unfair double standard in today's age when they want to be equal. So they should be getting in there for the scuffle, too.
Well, but hold on, they may want to be equal, but realistically, we know they're not equal. So you can want to be whatever you want to be, but the truth wins out in that case. They're not equal, and so it's not fair to say to a little 5 foot tall, 130-pound woman to jump in on a woman that's 6 feet tall, 275 pounds. That's just not fair. They want to be equal. They're not equal. The truth is the truth, and we have to act as if we know the truth, no matter what they say.
No. that's a double standard. They can get in there too. But all right, in this scenario, you jump in.
Mhm.
It's a lose-lose from the jump. One, you're not minding your own business. So all right, you jump in the scuffle. What if and you said this chick disappeared in the thin air? All right. So you get in, they scuffle, and you jump in the middle. She hit you twice with the poker and disappear in the thin air. Now you on the ground bleeding out. When you should have just minded your own business. Or you get in the scuffle, and despite what you say, some slow people do have a lot of strength. My brother used to work with them. He said if you had to get a hold of one of them, you better get a hold of them. But all right, you get into a scuffle. Now you in a scuffle with what feel like a whole grown man. You knocked the bitch out. Just clean, right hook. Boom, she on the ground. Now people talking about why you beat that retard up. And yeah, I said retard because I'm tired of black people being the poster people for don't say retard, but people say the N word and they say, oh, well, the N is just a word. Okay, so it's retard.
Well,
so now you either the A got shanked up and the chick didn't disappear. Now they looking for her, but she mentally ill, so she's not going to jail for shanking you. They just gonna give her some treatment. Or you done knocked out a retard, and now you on Channel 9 News trying to explain yourself.
And so your option number 3. And so what you saying is if you saw that situation, a big giant woman is jumping on a little older woman, you just gonna
Wait. You said the Hartwell Krogers. I forgot. There's a dude right up front with the piece on him. You go run right in there to him. Hey, that big girl out there jumping on her. You go out there with that gun and put a stop to it.
Nobody want her to get killed.
I mean, she ain't gonna get killed, but you ain't get killed either. You ain't on the ground bleeding out or explaining to WCPO why you knocked out a retard.
So you, for real, would just watch an old lady get her ass beat?
And not one of them instances that I say I would sit there and watch. I said I would go get the proper authorities. But I'm not getting you, jump in there and catch 2 to the gut. Now you bleeding out.
Okay, so you wouldn't watch, but you would be
I'm
okay
gonna
with
get
it
some
happening.
help.
But you standing right there, you are the help. You are the
Did I
help
call
that
you
you're
and
looking
tell-
for.
You met me. Did you see a CPD uniform on me, or was I wearing a Hamilton County Sheriff badge?
You know, that's not, oh my goodness. It's
That's
not.
who you get the help. Look, it's 2023. I'm not getting poked or on Channel 9 explaining why I knocked out a retarded person. And I'm going to get the proper authorities. They mentally ill. I don't want to do nothing to upset the balance.
Oh my goodness.
That's the proper response.
Bro, that is not the proper response. That's weak. That's weak.
How? I either went and got help, didn't get stabbed, or didn't have to move out of Hamilton County for knocking out a retarded person.
That's weak.
That's not weak. I got her some help. Dude, right up front, that's what Kroger's paying for.
There's no S.
And you of all people, I would think you would agree. Yes, that's who you go get.
Well, first, he was standing there, so he would have saw it, so he would have come over to help. So running in.
So he was already there. I'm gonna just step to the side.
He was across the street, but he would have, I'm sure, came over to help me help that lady. I wouldn't have just been standing there like, well, you're going to get your ass beat until he get over here. Hey,
I didn't say I'd be standing there like that either. I would be like, lady, you better run. She looked like she really wants some food, and she going to get it one way or another.
That is terrible.
I might trip her on the way by, and you know.
That is terrible. That's terrible. And I believe you being genuine, which is why it's problematic.
Okay. Okay, explain.
All right.
I don't, because I'm not seeing, like, I gave you 3 scenarios, that none of them that I really want to be involved in, and that's why I stay away from that Kroger's, and I live right up the street from there.
First, you don't have to knock somebody out to pull them off of somebody. Clearly,
okay, you pull them off and they turn around and get to throwing them at you. What, you gonna just weave until help come?
Yes.
Man, you gonna catch one right to the button, be on the ground. She gonna jump on you, whoop your head.
No, I think I know how to pull her off. See, that's just it. I've been in enough scuffles that I think I know how to pull somebody off of somebody in a way where she don't have her hands free to do anything.
Your scenarios all end well because you being a hero. In reality, you might not lock up one of them hands, or you might underestimate. You said she was 6 feet, 275 pounds.
She was big.
That's bigger than me. I'm a grown man.
She was big.
I'm 6'3", 245. 240. Let's say 240. I've been losing a little weight. I'm not jumping on no chick that's been carrying that weight around, and you already slow, so she don't know she big.
Oh my goodness.
The best thing I could do is go get help. What if you hit her or pull her off, hurt her, and then now they at your neck talking about you could have did something different.
I'm not worried
You
about
legally
that.
responsible for her
Here's what I'm
medical
worried
bills.
about. I'm looking at that lady. I'm thinking about my mom. And I'm thinking about if my mom is walking to the grocery store and some big person just attack her and there's some able-bodied man standing there, I don't want him screaming like a biatch talking about help, help, help.
Whoa. I didn't say I was going to be screaming and hollering.
You running to go get help.
The proper authority.
You're running to go get help. If that was my mama,
Look.
so you gonna take your time and stroll to go get help. So that's even more ass whooping.
You
If
said that man was right there looking. Hey, bro, get over here, do your job.
If that was my mama, Jason, I want you help my mama. Some big lady is beating my mama ass. I want you
But she didn't
to
never
try
lay
to help
hands
my
on her.
mama.
She would have had to get past you. That lady would have better got to moving her feet. Get going.
No. By the time, trust me, the whole situation happened so fast. That lady would have been on top of that other lady. The way she aggressively walked, and that was why I turned, and that was when I really looked and saw that the other lady was standing as close to me as she was. That lady would have been on top of that lady in no time.
All right, option C. Knock her out and explain to WCPO why you knocked her out.
I'm just saying, if that's my mama, I want Jason to help. I don't want Jason screaming to the security guard, come and help her. Come and help her.
See, no. That now I see why ain't nobody else called, because they didn't want you making up scenarios on them.
You just made up like 7 scenarios, and now I can't make up your voice.
Oh, you can't. No, because I didn't say I'd be in there screaming. I gave 3 very detailed scenarios, and not one of them was I screaming and hollering help.
In one of them, you was hollering help, bro. In one of them scenarios, you was hollering help.
No, I said I was that security guard right there, bro. You gonna do your job? You got the peace. Keep the peace, Nikki. Get over here.
All right, Jason.
That's what he there for. I'm just saying.
All right, if you say so. I will want you to
now
help
I gotta
my
be
mama.
the dude who's screaming and hollering.
I will want you to help my mama. That's all I'm saying.
I did. I called the proper authority.
I'm telling you, I got beef with you, Jason. If my mama come home and tell me I was walking to the store and this big bitch jumped on me, and it was this dude standing right there, and all he did was run to get security.
Okay. You said this chick moved faster than you could respond. How am I supposed to respond then? So by the time you react, she already on top of the lady, right?
Yes.
So security is since he's supposed to be doing his job, he's supposed to have been over there before I could even reach.
It was right next to you. They were right next to me. If it would have went down, it would have been right next to me. Now, yeah, again, that's why I say my reaction would have been delayed, because it takes a second to process. So my reaction would have been delayed. But at that point, once I realized, like, oh my God, she beating this lady ass, I would have had to try to grab, I think my instinct, I might not have even had full time to process. My instinct would have been, get this big lady off of this little innocent woman.
All right, option C it is. Just get right into the scuffle. Because I'm not, like, you. If she was full-blown gone where she was going to start attacking, just because you pulled her off don't mean she was going to be like, all right, bro, I've regained my sanity, and I know I was wrong, and I'm going to stop.
Right,
She gonna be scuffling, and she hungry too.
but what?
No.
But what would have happened is I would have got her off. The lady would have been able to, hopefully get up and, get out of the way, and I would have
Man,
still
that lady
been.
better jump in with me.
No, I'd have still been holding her, and then hopefully
Right,
by
that's
that
when you
time,
get your hits in.
no, hopefully by that time the security guard is over there, and then we can do a Jimmy the Vet Lincoln thing, and you grab her legs, I got her arms, and we got her.
Man, look, I seen dude in there. He did what he was gonna do. What he did, you said he did, and call the police.
Well, I mean, he's security. They supposed to observe and report. That's his job.
I didn't see him, dude. If they supposed to observe and report, what he got the piece on for?
Just in case somebody attacking.
Attacking old ladies at the door because they won't buy you no food?
Yes.
Exactly. So when I call him trying to do the right thing, then how's that hollering for help? Or in your words, screaming for help?
Okay. If you say so, if you are comfortable with, what I'm saying, like I said, when I see ladies of a certain age, I think of my mama, and I think I'm going to respond to them the way that I would want somebody to respond if it was my mama in that situation. And I wouldn't want somebody standing right next to my mama getting her ass beat, running to or strolling to get security to tell them what because you say you ain't gonna run and you ain't gonna scream, so you're gonna stroll across the street to get the security guard's attention.
You saying across the street? Where was this dude at? Wendy's?
What? No, when I say across the street, I mean, you know how there's the area where the cars drive right in front of the entrance, and then you got the lanes that you drive up. We were towards the end of one of the lanes.
Oh, so y'all was still in the parking lot?
Yes.
Oh, you definitely was getting shanked, and she was gonna disappear. Well, I mean, I guess, hey, some people you gotta do what you feel is right.
Right.
Me, maybe I just get the proper authorities. I don't want to get mixed up in that.
Okay. All right.
But at least I did something. I mean, that's better than turn around and walk away.
You didn't do nothing. You really did just turn around and walk away. I told you security was over there at the door, so security saw the thing, calling police. So you going to get him wouldn't have been anything because he would have already seen it taking place. All you would have really been doing is getting distance between yourself and my mama.
That wasn't your mama.
I'm just saying that's the way I view it. It's as if it were. All right, so let me ask you this. And last question. If it were your mother who was out there and some lady attacked her, and I'm standing right next to your mama while some lady attacks her, what would you want me to do?
Now you don't think I'm making shit up, but my mama would have been whooping the bitch ass. When I was 23, I said something to my mom, and she hit me with a right hook so clean and quick. From there on out, I didn't have nothing else smart to say at hitting distance. Like, my mom wasn't to sit down and you was going to run up and get hit.
If your mama got caught off guard, she didn't, she didn't train in the gym that day. She got caught off guard. and the lady got on top of her, and your mama was in an exposed position. What would you want me to do?
Get security.
All right.
But my mom was 5'11" too, so they probably would have been in there. They probably would have been in there going at it, rolling around on the floor. So you probably would have been sitting there watching, like, dang, I guess I'm gonna have to jump in. Security, you gonna stop him?
All right.
Just saying. But I mean, yeah, it depends on the person. Like you now, like I look at it ever since I got my CCW and was explained to your involvement in the situation and your legal responsibilities, and that's not just for guns. Like I'm kind of froze here. Like if she jumped on her that quick,
all right.
I mean, outside of kicking her in her head, I don't know what you want me to do. It's gonna get real violent, or I gotta really go get security.
All right, Jason.
I'm just saying.
All
And don't
right.
be telling people I was hollering either.
Hey, I appreciate your call.
All right.
All right, that's Jason. Again, maybe I think about stuff wrong, but I do think if that was my mama and some dude was standing there, even a little short dude, what would I want him to do? I would want him to help my mama. Security! Security! It's this lady, and she over here, and she beating this lady up, and they were standing right next to me, and she was, no. Help my mama. But all right. All right. I was just curious. Now I see, you know what I'm saying? I checked the temperature, and as it stands, I think I'm real good. Like, even my delayed reaction would have been better than a whole lot of people's long thought out reaction. So I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that. What time is it? Oh, I only got a few more minutes. And good, I saved it. I really don't want to talk about this, but I saw it. Jason said he definitely not getting that like today. Why am I still hearing stuff about Will Smith and Jada? Why? Now apparently somebody said somewhere that Will had sex with what's his name? Dwayne Martin, who was Gina's husband, and that they caught them having sex and whatnot. Now Will has come out and said that it didn't happen, and Jada's responding to the rumor, talking about we gonna sue. And why are we still hearing from Jada? And why are we hearing about, this stuff? Am I the only one who don't give a damn about Will and Jada and what they doing in their marriage and their relationship and their sexuality and all of that kind of stuff? Am I the only one who genuinely don't care? I'm tired of seeing Jada. I'll be honest, she looks mean. She looks mean. If I rolled up on Jada right now and she looked like she looked on TV and Jada was trying to holler, I'd be like, get your mean ass away from me. She looks mean. And y'all know I don't like Will anyway. I don't like Will. So it's two people that I don't care. I don't care. And then Dwayne Martin get dragged into it. And all right, for the sake of argument, let's say Will and Dwayne Martin was having sex. As long as wasn't nobody sexually, it was consensual, I don't care. I don't care. I don't need Will to come out like the basketball player did. I can't even remember his name right now. I don't need Will to come out like he did and be like, yeah, we did it, but it was consensual. I don't care. You kept it a secret this long. I don't need to know. I do not care. I don't need Dwayne to come out and say nothing about it. Like, my sexuality is fluid. I just come to the conclusion that I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't care. Is she still trying to sell books? Didn't we already kind of decide that we heard enough? We don't want the book and we don't want to hear no more. Do they think like if we keep coming up with stuff, people gonna go buy the book? Like kind of as a society, we decided, and if I'm wrong, tell me. As a society, we decided, Jada, we don't want to hear that bull. Like, keep whatever y'all personal life is that seems weird to us or seems open and free or whatever, keep it personal. Some of y'all want to see Will act in a movie. That's what y'all want to see. I don't want to see Will act in no movie. But some of y'all, like that. You can do a movie and that's not know about your personal life. Jada, you can write a book and us not know about your personal life. I'm a little bit, Yo Underwood says, who is we, Emanuel? Speak for yourself. So you are the one who's interested. You are the one who's interested. Preston says, sounds like the assistant. That's because it was the former assistant who came out and said that, and he was a little graphic with it. I don't know. But Yo Underwood, do you care, Yo Underwood? You want to keep hearing these salacious rumors? And when I say we, just for clarification's sake, I'm speaking about kind of American society in general, Black American society in general. Not literally every human or every Black person, but a whole lot of people could have bought that book and they didn't. If we were interested in it, that book would have been flying off the shelves. And based on some of the stuff I seen, it didn't do all that hot. No matter how many times they put her on, what was it, Good Morning America or the Today Show or whatever. All right. Yo Underwood says, yes, I'm interested in what Jada has to say. So you bought the book? Did you buy the book? Just curious. No judgment. No judgment. Pamela says, have you checked the bestsellers list? No, but I read a number of articles talking about the lack of success of the book. I don't typically go read what's on the bestseller list. But Yo Underwood, if you want to hear what Jada got to say, why didn't you buy the book? Why didn't you buy the book? But yeah, I'm tired of hearing about it, and just let that be that. Just let that be that. Oh, let me see. What else? Nothing else, because I got to get out of here. Y'all saw I just got 2 calls. I got work to do. I'm like the Isley brothers, except I'm not rich or famous, and well, it's a few other things that I could say, but I'm not a fan of Ronald Isley's voice. That don't mean he can't sing. It just means I don't care for his voice. But they got some good songs, and like one of them, he say he taking care of business. He got work to do, and that's what I got to do. I got work to do. Your Lincoln Ware show famous. That is nothing. That's nothing. I tell you what that amounted to. Last night, I went out to Micro Center. I am my boycott with Micro Center has been over for a minute, and I haven't had any problems since I ended the boycott. And I went out there to buy a monitor. Y'all know I be complaining about my monitors. Well, I have 2 new monitors. What I did was, I'll explain it like this. Up here, I had an old monitor, like an old monitor. Like it was 4x3 square. It wasn't even 16x9. I had an old monitor. And then down here, I had just a kind of old monitor. It was 16x9, but it was old. Like it didn't even have an HDMI connection on it. I had to do some stuff to get, buy a adapter to be able to make it take HDMI. So I said, all right, I've been messing around with this stuff. Let me just go ahead and get a monitor. So a few days ago, I went Micro Center. I got a nice monitor. It's a nice 4K monitor, like a 27-inch. You know, nothing super. I didn't spend like $2,100 on a monitor. Just a monitor. And I got it for a great price. I mean, a great price. And so, you know, I brought it in. I I took down the older one, the older monitor, put up the new monitor in the place of what was the newest monitor, and put what was the newest monitor and where was the old monitor. And I'm like, okay, turn my monitor on. I'm like, oh, it's a nice, good, clean picture, nice aspect ratio, nice color. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing. I can just plug the HDMI right in. Beautiful. Then when I connected the one that was the newer of the old two, it looked like crap. Sitting next to the new monitor, I was like, oh, this looks horrible. Like, I can see now a good picture, and on this monitor, I can barely see anything. Just, you know, your eyes get used to stuff. And so now I'm looking at the new monitor and looking at the older monitor. I'm like, this is horrible. So I said, I gotta go buy a second monitor. It wasn't my intent, but I gotta go do it. Mrs. Livingston said, you have my permission. So I said, all right, let me run out here to Micro Center and buy this other monitor. I get up and I tell the dude, you know, I want to buy a monitor. Of course, he says, you know, hey, what kind of monitor you want, blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't remember, like, the model number and all of that kind of stuff. He says, well, we can look it up. Give me your name. You know, we'll look it up that way. You know, I give him my name, Emanuel, last name, Livingston. You know, he asked for another couple pieces of information. What's your zip code, blah, blah, blah. I tell him. He says, all right, well, you got this, MSI or whatever it is. Said, do you want the same monitor? I say, sure. And he say, you know, right before he said, because they in the back, right before he go to get it, he say, well, why do your name sound familiar to me? I say, I don't know. I couldn't tell you why my name sound familiar to you. He pauses for a second, and he go to the back, he get the monitor, and when he come out, he says, and some of these was questions that I typically wouldn't have answered, but he was being really nice. And he says, what are you going to do with the monitor? And I say, hook it up to my computer. And he's like, no. I mean, like, what do you do? And I'm like, you know, I do a little kind of podcasty type thing. And I do some video editing, and I do some audio editing, and, you know, a few other things. You know, I design some stuff. I do some screen printing, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you do, what kind of podcast? I see where he's going. So I'm like, all right. I used to do a radio show. What station? I'm telling the buzz. Oh, Lincoln Ware. You're the Emanuel from the Lincoln Ware Show. I say, yes. I'm the Emanuel from the Lincoln Ware Show. He says, okay. He looks at his monitor, and he says, this looks like a really good price on this monitor. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna be like, I could take something off. And I'm like, hey, celebrity finally paying off. He was like, excuse me, to his manager, excuse me, is this the right price on this monitor? Because this seems kind of low. Are you sure that there's no? I'm like, what? What you doing? You trying to get him to up the price on me? What the hell kind of celebrity gets you a upcharge? And, you know, the manager come over like, oh, no, that's right. It's on sale, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, that's a really good price. Are you sure? I'm like, what the fuck? Give me the box. And then he gonna try to be, well, you know, I used to love your show. Now that I know who you are. No, he didn't say your show. I used to love it when you would produce Lincoln's show. I remember you now. I'm like, bruh, you just tried to get me to end up paying more for the monitor. What do you mean? Well, I mean, it was a really low price. You know, normally that monitor would be almost 2.5 times of what that is. He actually said the price, but you know. I'm like, Just give me the monitor. Just give me the monitor. And he keep trying to talk to me. Like, oh, you know, hey, man, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. I'm like, I thought you was about to give me a deal. Like, you are the king of talk, your highness. Let me take 20% off. Like, man, I think I'm gonna buy one of these monitors. I'm like, when you buy yours, ask your manager if that's the right price or should it be more. I didn't actually say that. I did think it. I didn't say it. I wasn't trying to necessarily be like super rude to dude, but oh my goodness. He tried to get me. He tried to get me. So yeah, that whole you a Lincoln Ware Show celebrity, you Lincoln Ware Show famous, that don't mean shit. Just so you know, I know that now. All right, y'all. I got to get ready and get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. You know, spending some time. I think I'll be back tomorrow. I can't promise. I'll post whether or not I'll be back tomorrow later on, probably early tomorrow. Because, you know, again, I'm getting calls. I got stuff that I had to do. But I believe I'll be back tomorrow. I don't think I'll be here on Friday. I have a youth conference that I'm going to. I'm not speaking to the kids. They don't let me talk to the kids. No, I'm not speaking. I think I'm doing sound, maybe a little bit of lighting, something like that. So I have a youth conference that is on Friday, and so I know I need to be there kind of early. So I don't think I'll be here on Friday. Because the kids. But again, I do appreciate y'all. I'll let y'all know as soon as I know whether or not I'll be here. If you're out and about today, do me one favor. You already know what I'm going to say. Be the reason somebody smiles. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.